Dalian futures, and really focus on here. As we got into early August, we saw Dalian soybean futures start to spike as the market starts suddenly realize that Brazil is going to be running out of soybeans soon, exportable soybeans, and worried about shortages, but then pulling back when word came that Chinese delegation was coming to the United States to start negotiation. Those negotiations starting today. Now, China says they're going to reduce their soybean imports this year by 10 million metric tons. I do expect them to reduce the pace of export demand. I do not expect it to be 10 million metric tons. We'll see. That's a big unknown. I think it'll be a number smaller than that, but there will be some decrease in the demand growth. They have been selling out of their reserve auction as well. As I said, President Trump's primary tool is economic. President Xi's primary tool is the midterm elections. So both are trying to hit each other in these areas. We've seen overall market response, even in markets not directly influenced by this. Chinese DDG imports generally have been trending lower because of the tariffs long before this tariff war started. Corn imports as well, largely because China didn't want the competition for its reserve corn is pulling out of. You see here the auction since April, as we've seen 64 million metric tons come out of China's reserve in that auction since then. And it's still estimated that China holds more than 100 million metric tons of reserve corn, probably closer to 115 to 118, somewhere in that ballpark, which is a higher number than USDA currently has, but the number is ratcheting down rather quickly. Corn futures on the Dalian exchange, again, firming, and even though we've dumped about 64 million metric tons on the market out of the reserve since April, the impact on the local corn market has been very minimal since that time. Grain sorghum imports have been really declining as China's tried to close the door to that. Wheat imports have been a little bit better story there, at least until this year. Chinese custom data, I should say, really since about April has really shut down. Like China really doesn't want anybody to know